Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm your game bastard Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.
We're recording in 2023, the year of our Lord, Anno Domini.
Oh, yeah.
It is fresh in.
Happy.
Right?
Yeah, we are recording New Year's Day in the morning,
I feel like shit.
which is after New Year's Eve.
I feel great.
I don't care.
Don't eat your shit, Kyle.
Yeah.
Got up
Shut
at 2:30. Started cooking greens and Hoppin' John wrote this Transformers adventure.
Oh, Lord.
I woke up 30 minutes before I had to be here.
This is going to be a great episode.
Yeah. So today we are playing Transformers. This is our first Transformers episode. It is a new RPG from Renegade using the D20 Essence system. It's a whole lot of fun. We'll get into the details of the Essence system later. But first, let's do what's important. Let's meet our Transformers.
Yeah. In all seriousness, we're pretty excited about this. We had a lot
Yeah.
of fun creating these characters.
Yeah, if you want to hear character creation in our Session 0, you can join our Patreon. That episode there, there's actually a lot of other additional content. As always, thank you to our Patreon members.
Yes, thank you.
Todd, what is your Transformer? Who is your Autobot?
My Autobot is named Slider. He's a food truck. He's a former senator. He's a war veteran.
Former Cybertronian senator. He was not in the U.S. Senate.
No, he was a senator on Cybertron.
He
Yeah.
transforms into a guy.
Yeah.
Just Mitch McConnell
Oh, God.
with a turtle shell on his back.
But yeah, he's a food truck, and his Slider, not because he slides. He named himself after the famous small Earth burgers that the humans enjoy. Sliders.
So what is the name of your food truck?
Sliders.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. So his origin is monolith, so he's large.
So in Transformers RPG context, Optimus Prime is a monolith.
Yes.
So
My role is warrior, and he's very strong.
yeah, he's the muscle. Is this like if Lyndon Johnson was a Transformer?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Okay, thought I detected some Johnson there.
Kind of Fettermanish.
Yeah. It's a little Johnson, a little bit of Bob Dole.
Bob Dole. Bob Dole would have been a great Transformer.
My name is Slider.
Yeah, amazing Transformer.
I doubt it.
Slider stands for truth, justice, the American way. Slider says breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Slider has 2 good working arms.
Well, point slider.
Corey,
Yes.
tell me about your Transformer that is perfectly serious.
Well, my Transformer, she's a bureaucrat, which in this, it's not really like a political thing. It's more, she's like a behind the scenes. Like it gave you like kind of like options on what your job would be. And one of them was secretary, so I kind of went with that. And she's a racer. When you choose those elements of your character, it tells you like what kind of car you would be, which racers is like sports cars and luxury sedans, which is what I went with.
Yeah.
Her name is Susan. She transforms into a Mary Kay car, so a pink Cadillac.
But it's the modern Cadillac, right? It's not the...
Sure. Oh, yeah. It's
Okay.
always the nicest. Actually,
Yeah.
it hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah, multi-level marketing is huge on Cybertron.
Yeah.
That's what her bureaucrat background is. She had a huge network of Autobots under her.
Well, she actually... So her origin is Champion.
Yeah, that's the car. That's what gives you the chassis, I believe.
Oh, okay. So it's not Racer. Racer gave me some kind of boosts. And it made it so like my driving, I have like an edge when I roll for driving and stuff.
Right.
Which, when you think K-car, you think Tokyo drifting
Yeah.
and such.
I just think speed and dynamism.
Yes. She's mostly, whereas Slider is strong, most of her points are in social. So she's going to fucking suck.
You gotta build that network.
Because there's no way, this is all going to be fighting and I'm going to die quickly. But her role, she's a mode master, which was a complicated character type to choose, but it was pretty fun. Essentially, a mode master, if you remember Shockwave from the Transformers show and movies and whatnot, he was a jam box.
Yeah.
And he had little cassettes that would pop out. So she's got a little robot that she carries with her as well.
Yeah, because like the cassette transformed into like a little dog bot or something, right?
Yeah, there was like a panther or something and a pterodactyl and yeah,
Yeah, and then
a swan.
He had a bunch. He had what, 4 or 5 different things?
Too many.
A bunch.
Yeah.
But you just have the one
Yeah.
mini transformer.
Yeah, and she keeps him docked to her. So one of the cool things about being a mode master is when she's docked with her Minicon, I believe it's called.
Yeah, I think so.
It improves her hit points. So normally she's like 4 health. When she's docked, it's 2. And it also, when she's docked, it improves her might rolls.
Well, you mean it's the opposite of that. When she's docked, it's 4. When he leaves, it's 2.
Her normal health is 4.
Okay.
It's 6 when she's docked.
Oh, okay. I see. Gotcha.
Yeah. So he's also a smaller transformer. And we kind of, if you watch the show and stuff, like, you got to suspend disbelief on size,
Things like proportion and physics.
Right, because, Megatron would turn into a gun and get very small all of a sudden, or Optimus Prime's friggin' truck bed comes out of nowhere to connect, that kind of shit. So her Minicon turns into lipstick.
Sure.
And when he transforms into his bot form, he's got like a lipstick head. It's like kind of a pointy hat and a like metal beard. And his name is Wizard Lips.
Sure.
And where she lacks strength, he's pretty beefy compared. He's definitely not. The Minicons don't get as many boosts and stuff like that, but he's definitely stronger.
Should have been Revlock.
Revlock. That's a competitor.
Yeah.
She's a K-girl for life.
All right. So that's pretty good. I'm excited to see Suzanne
Yeah.
and Wizard Lips.
Yeah.
Austin?
So I made a little guy. My Transformer's name is Springtrap. He's a lookout analyst, kind of a recon bot. He's about 4 feet tall. And where Todd is focused on strength and Corey is focused on social, pretty much all of my skill points are in the essences of speed and smarts, mostly based around infiltration and working machinery. And he transforms into a printer.
Yeah.
Now, is this a desktop printer or one of the office big box
And
printers?
it's not one of those big industrial can print like movie size
like,
posters.
This is like a desk jet.
Okay. DeskJet 500.
Oh.
So yeah, he's scanning family photos. He's not like printing a newspaper.
And everyone hates him because fucking printers are the worst invention ever.
Yeah.
They were invented 50 years ago and they still suck.
Yeah. My name is Springtrap,
Oh God.
Yeah.
a former Decepticon rebuilt as an Autobot.
Oh
But they didn't change my voice box, so I still sound evil as shit.
God.
But yeah, he's based mostly around sneaking into places and trying to give combat support, although he is a decent shot.
It's actually a very good cover. I mean, because every place has a printer now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. He even has a couple of attacks as a printer. So you know how
That's a couple of attacks as a printer.
I feel attacked every time I fucking use one.
It's mainly just annoying the piss out of people.
Spits paper.
we talked about this in session 0, but you guys remember R2-D2, like the little jets that let him like fly around someplace in one of the Star Wars prequels?
Yeah.
That's how this little printer gets around.
Just jets pop out of the side.
Yeah, just all at once. I think it was that was Attack of the Clones, wasn't
Yeah.
it? First time we saw the
Yeah.
jets, and I remember sitting in the theater going, "What the fuck?"
When you're changing his ink cartridges, you have to pull those out and they flip out.
Yeah.
They never go back in right.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's also got if anybody gets too close to when he's in printer mode that he doesn't like, he does have a small attack called Inkjet, where the printer squirts out this little like acidic stream of ink
It's like an octopus.
for 1 burn damage.
His greatest fear is baseball bats.
R2 does that attack as well in
Yes, he does.
Revenge of the Sith.
Now we've got some questions the RPG recommends you ask. Now, Austin, have one of your teammates ever saved your life?
Well, yes, it was Slider who stumbled on me. I was in the dumpster behind a pop-up restaurant, and
Slider needed something to print the menus for his food truck.
at the time I tried to kill Slider, but he took me back to Cybertron, and I was rebuilt as an Autobot.
Then I shoved him full of paper. Good card stock. Made menus.
Yeah, I got jammed up real bad.
There's a special this week on ham and cheese. It's brioche. It's delicious. Slider says get one.
Corey, is there a teammate you have a rivalry with?
Susan she gets along with everybody. I don't know. That being said, Wizard Lips is not as nice as Susan. So he has a rivalry with both of them.
No, figures, yeah.
He doesn't really like Susan. Kind of resents her.
Todd, is there a teammate you consider a friend? If so, why?
Yeah, Springtrap is a friend. Like I said, I was the one who found him and had him converted to Autobot from Decepticon, so we're pals.
Yeah, I'm sometimes like a sidekick.
And he makes my menus.
All right, and how do you guys know each other? Obviously, you're all Autobots.
We're all Freemasons.
Work friends. I think we talked about this in the session 0, but we're kind of going towards like the mythology of the cartoon, like not those fantastic Michael Bay movies. I don't know. Maybe we met on Cybertron.
Yeah. Well, except for Springtrap.
Well, Springtrap was rebuilt as a repair bot. He's got all these little extra joints and digits for working on damaged.
Oh yeah, so that probably happened on Cybertron.
Transformers, yeah. So I imagine he might be the common thread being found by Slider and perhaps at some point repairing Suzanne and Wizard Lips.
Or he could have fought Wizard Lips as a Decepticon.
Maybe that's why we hate each other.
Yeah.
I like that.
They're both smalls. So they both have small guy attitudes.
Yes, they both have a chip on their shoulder.
In an office, there's a printer and a tube of lipstick, and you can tell they're just glaring at each other. Mad. So real briefly, we have played the SND20 system before. We used it a lot when we played G.I. Joe. This is generally the same system. The way it works is when a character attempts to do something, they roll a D20, or they're going to use a skill, and they're going to roll a D20 and whatever the skill die is. For example, Slider might have targeting D4. So if he shoots something, Todd's going to roll a D20 and a D4. He's going to add those together to get over a target number. If he gets over that, then he does it. If it's under, then he fails.
And there are some things that'll change your dice, like when you're in car or whatever mode.
Yes.
Yeah, like Suzanne has, in her speed, her infiltration goes up to a D2 when she's a Mary Kay car, because everybody trusts those.
Of course.
There's a good amount of rules focused around changing between bot and it's called alt mode.
I think that's the biggest difference between this and the G.I. Joe game that we played, because basically transforming into the robot or transforming back into your, vehicle, as it were, is like an extra move or something that you have to take, so.
Yeah, it's an extra action to transform, and then the biggest effect is just that your stats might change a little.
Yeah, but
Right.
for example, Suzanne being a racer, her transforming is a free action instead of a move.
And
okay.
I am going to criticize the game very briefly, because in the rules, when you go from bot to vehicle or back, it's called converting. Guys, why in the fuck wouldn't you call it transforming? They're transformers. It's a give me. Come on,
That's
people.
canon.
We're more than meets the eye.
I mean, so we're going to call it transforming
Yeah.
Yes.
because our brains work. I am unreasonably pissed off about that.
That is an odd choice.
Yeah, we can't use transform in the game. I don't know.
Converting.
Yeah, converting. What? I hope there's a logic behind it that I'm just not saying, and it's not that it didn't occur to anybody.
Yeah.
It
So-
has to be one of those like stupid rights issue things.
They've got the rights from Hasbro, though.
That's the thing. How could there
that's
be?
what baffles me. Like, I don't know what else. I mean, it's not like
I guarantee you, it was probably Michael Bay. They were like, we're doing a Transformers game based on the cartoons and everything, and Michael Bay was like, okay, cool, but if you call it transforming, I'm suing you.
Yeah. That's why none of us chose an ambulance. Don't want to fuck with Bay.
Hopefully it is some weird rights issue like that, which doesn't apply to us. Whatever. Because I know for years, no one could put Star Wars RPGs in PDFs because EA had a right to all electronic Star Wars stuff.
Weird.
And so a PDF would have been technically owned by EA. They got that resolved eventually.
wow.
And there is an element, I don't think we even went over this on the session 0, Kyle, but we have Energon,
Yes.
which is like the glowing cubes from the cartoon.
Yeah. So there are two metacurrencies, Energon and story points. Story points work similarly to the way they did in G.I. Joe. You start each session with one. You can get them for being cool, fumbling. If you use one of your hang-ups, you get a story point. That's a house rule we have. That's not actually in the rules as written.
Oh.
And story points, you can re-roll any die result of one. You can roll a skill test as if specialized, add 5 to your defense, get a minor piece of equipment, etc., etc. Energon is something innate to the Transformers specifically. How many Energon points do you guys have?
I have 1.
I have 2.
I have 1.
Okay. So Energon, you can automatically, when you spend it, you can ignore a snag or upshift on a skill test, function normally for 1d2 rounds after being reduced to 0 health. And I believe most of you have at least some perks that need Energon to function.
Yes. Those are game-specific benefits of Energon. We've also got specific functions our Transformers can perform. Springtrap, for example, can spend Energon to work the numbers when analyzing a battlefield and can actually move one of our team members up in initiative if we need to.
Oh, that's pretty handy. So that's a brief overview of the rules. If you want more details, buy the book. It's really cool. If you like Transformers, it's really pretty.
Yeah, and more things will come up as we play, I'm sure. And,
For sure.
We also have weapons. I don't think this is like G.I. Joe where we get to requisition weapons.
is.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Oh, cool. One cool thing, like G.I. Joe had hands, which was
Yes.
how many weapons you can carry. There's kind of a similar thing here. It's called hard points. Like you can make your weapons like part of your body in some cases. Like if you want to make your arm a cannon or one that houses a cannon, you can. Or in alt mode, in car mode, like I can say my headlights have a cannon or something like that. So we've already done that. We've got blasters and grenades and blades and cool stuff, transformery stuff.
The hard points are designated as internal or external.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like for instance, one internal weapon that Slider has is a chef's knife.
There you go.
All right, you guys ready to play some Transformers?
Okay.
Okay.
In the Pacific Northwest, high in the Rocky Mountains, the Autobot headquarters, known as the Ark, their converted spaceship, rests where it crashed long ago. Today, it is the headquarters of the Autobots as they secretly hide in disguise across the Earth, fighting the Decepticons to protect humanity, etc., etc. On this day in the Ark, most of the Autobots have departed to fight Megatron at Six Flags San Diego. At the Ark is the S-Team. Slider, Suzanne, and Springtrap.
Oh, wow.
We did not do that on purpose. In charge, of course, not these guys, is Matador. He's a transformer that transforms into a big Texas car with the long horns on the front.
Like Boss Hogg's car.
Boss Hogg's car.
Nice.
Of course, that is based on Patreon member Matt Orr. Matador.
Good one.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. There's not going to be many other of those. It's hard to turn people's names into Transformer names. When suddenly the alert signal starts coming in, beep, 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 echoing throughout the Ark. What are you guys doing right now? What is Suzanne doing, Corey, in her downtime at the Ark?
Organizing blushes.
Sure. Austin?
Springtrap's asleep.
Todd?
Slider is trying out new menu items, currently working on a curry chicken salad.
So you guys stop what you're doing. You hear the alert. You run out of your rooms, down various halls to the command center. Matador is in, for some reason, a huge Transformer-sized chair. I don't know why they would sit down. They're robots. But they always have chairs on the spaceships in the cartoon. And there's a big screen, and displayed on it is a snowy mountaintop. And there's all sorts of Cybertronian glyphs and words scrolling across. And Matador says, "Hey, fellas, we've got an alert. It's from an old Energon facility that we shut down up in Washington State. Someone tripped a silent alarm. There shouldn't be anyone there. I smell Decepticons." And he looks right at Springtrap.
The alarms are going crazy. What do we do?
"You guys need to roll out and go check it out. I'll send the coordinates to your heads because that would be what they did. It's not like you're going to carry a walkie-talkie or a computer."
Oh, well, bless your heart. Thank you. And how are you? So good to see you.
"Again, I find your demeanor disturbing, Suzanne. We've discussed this. I'm not joining your multi-level marketing scheme." Those blushes do look nice, though.
Yeah, I think your wife would really like them, though. Madonna.
I said never speak her name.
Okay, fine.
Roll out, Transformers.
Do we transform?
You guys can, if you wish. Is that the sound it makes?
Sort of.
Susan transforms into a Mary Kay car. Slider into a food truck.
Springtrap just gets in the slider truck.
I was going to say, you're going to just fly the whole way there in front of her?
He stands for a moment, thinks about it, and then just gets in the truck.
Yeah, with engines roaring, you guys drive out of the Ark. The road trip from the Ark to Mount St. Helens is uneventful.
It's actually not that big of a mountain to us.
No, it's probably pretty reasonably sized.
Yeah, it's
Not
fine.
that huge.
Just kind of a hill.
But as you get closer, you notice there's more oncoming traffic. And as you listen to the local radio stations, the mountain has been rumbling. State authorities have called for a local evacuation.
I wish they wouldn't interrupt Christopher Cross for that.
So they're evacuating. Apparently, there's a lot of geological activity. And you all suspect this is related to the Energon facility, because you recall that the Energon facility that the Autobots built beneath Mount St. Helens, they shut it down because it was tapping too much of the mountain's geothermal power and could have caused it to erupt, which would be bad because you're Autobots and you care about humans. Why would you? You're giant robot space aliens, but for some reason, you do.
Slider likes people. People buy food. People need food. Slider provides food. So attention, citizens of Washington State. If you've noticed that the mountain is rumbling, also notice the rumbling in your tummies. Slider has delicious food. Many varieties of sliders.
You reach the town of Cougar, which is a small town in the shadow of Mount St. Helens. There's cars on the street loading up, and the road you need to turn to head to the mountain itself has been closed. There's National Guard Humvees, soldiers, not armed. They're just in their National Guard service demeanor. They don't have tow missiles or anything.
Swords is what they're carrying.
Swords. And they're directing cars away, though there are a few vehicles coming from that direction that, of course, they're letting through because they're evacuating. And this, as far as you got, there's a few back roads that you know of, but you had seen a few coming in, and they had all also been blocked off by police or National Guard. What do you do?
Would the National Guard be aware that we exist, or
No.
Okay.
And that's a good point. So in the canon of our story, no humans, no Transformers exist. Right?
Zero, huh?
Zero.
Not even like
Not even Spike.
Buckner and Chet.
No.
Like there's not like two human
No.
sidekicks. Okay.
No,
Not one Mark Wahlberg out there that
no. That could be maybe we pick up some Patreon members who become those people, but right now there are none.
Okay. So are there any people like down that road, like work crews or anything like that, or scientists, anything?
Well, I mean, this is mountainous country, so you can't see very far down it because it's all winding through peaks and what have you, but there almost certainly would be.
Okay.
And remember, you can make holograms of people in your driver's seats.
Okay. Susan pulls up to the National Guard leader.
Yeah, a sergeant comes over. Oh, hey there. Sorry, ma'am. Road's closed. Mount St. Helen, she's a gurgling. You're going to have to turn it around.
She's a gurgler.
Love your car, though. The old wife, she's a Mary Kay girl from way back.
I will thank you. And like the hologram of basically your aunt.
Right.
Like, is in there. You know, early 50s.
Yeah.
Well, honey, first of all, did you have a big Thanksgiving?
Oh, my gosh, we did.
Did you eat enough? I've got a plate in the back if you need more.
Oh, no. I'm trying to stay fit in this uniform. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you look wonderful.
Oh, thanks.
You got to eat.
Well, my cousins came in from Rochester.
Oh.
Which we don't do that very often.
Well, that
Did a
is
big-
lovely.
Yeah.
Family is so important, Sergeant.
Yeah, we deep fried a turkey this year. Never done that. Didn't start a fire, but everybody know I'm kidding. Everybody stayed safe. It was great.
Well, it's funny you should mention food because this Slider food truck.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
No, I
we're
was just looking at that. That looks pretty good. That's
Well,
right behind you.
We're actually taking some grub up to them hard-working scientists up there.
Oh my gosh. Gee. Okay, make what social skill do you want to use to persuade this guy?
Persuasion for sure, because that's all she's got in life. It's under social, which is her bread and butter. and I'm surprised I'm getting to use it at all in a game based around racing and shooting.
So they're not supposed to let anybody through. So I'm going to say this is hard.
Okay.
DC 20.
Okay. Susan, she's a D8 in persuasion, so that's pretty good. So I'd be rolling a D8 and my D20 here. But that's still pretty tough. She also has a skill called I Know a Bot. If I spend an Energon point, I can say I have a previous relationship with an NPC.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say is like, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm friends with your mama. I used to wipe your butt.
All right. So now what's the benefit? Does that confer a benefit there?
Well, the skill, it doesn't list like any specific benefit, but it says, although this is not likely to change their objectives, they may still go easy on you or secretly help you with one of your goals.
He will secretly help you. He's going to give you an upshift.
Okay.
Or an edge, your choice.
I'm going to go with an edge on that. And an edge meaning I get to roll 2 D20s and take the highest, right?
That is correct.
Cool. So I'm going to go with that. So I'll be rolling a D8 and 2 D20s now.
Todd, do you want to help him out here?
Slider's always ready to help.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is the food truck kind of drives up next to the pink Cadillac. The guy steps over to the window for just a minute, and you just hear, and this paper flies out of the food truck, and it's got this official-looking government work order for like a dozen burgers ordered from
Okay.
Slider Burgers.
And also the side window pops open, and the hologram of the food truck is standing there presenting an entire plate of barbecue pork sliders.
A decrepit old man holding a pen.
Yeah, so that's an upshift.
Okay.
So you're what?
That'll give me a D10.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ticks it up.
Okay, so 2 D20s and a D10 and still going for 20 here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, God.
Oh, good Lord.
Rolled a 4 and a 1 on my...
Damn.
Rolled a 9 on my D10, though. I'm going to use my story point. I can re-roll a 1.
Okay.
Now, if you keep the one, you get a...
Bad time.
Well, you get a... Well, it's a snag, but you also get another story point.
That's true. Is it going to be bad? Or are they going to kill us?
No.
Or I should say, are we going to have to kill them?
Slider would like to see them try.
Okay, then I'm going to take the failure here.
So the guy, this National Guard sergeant, he has Ruchalski is his name badge. Sergeant Ruchalski, based upon Patreon member David Ruchalski.
Thank you, David.
I'll tell you what, I can't let you go up there, but you can go up with an escort. So I'd like to pass her the door and I'll hop in. We'll just make this a quick one. Sergeant Ruchalski's going with you. That's your snag. You do get a story point for rolling a 1.
Okay, cool.
So just keep that in mind when transforming, I guess.
Oh, I didn't think about that. So is Wizard Lips just a lipstick in the console, or where is he in the car?
In car mode, he's in the trunk.
Gotcha.
Like when she's in bot mode, she has a purse and he lives in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
But right now, he's just a dude in a trunk.
Yeah.
She has a purse.
It's a lipstick.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you guys get past. Ruchalski is there, and he's talking about all sorts of nonsense. Talking about his mom and this and that. And
Oh, I love her. Bless her heart. Tell her Suzanne said hello, I guess.
yeah, no, I'm going to give her a call. You know, I call her every day at 6 o'clock.
Here, give her these samples of Mary Kay products.
Are there a bunch of legit Mary Kay samples in the
Oh,
back?
shit, yeah. There's more than meets the eye. Like, this is all, like, I mean,
The console above the glove box just slides open in front of Wachowski.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's
They're really
got this
upgrading.
arsenal of shit.
These cars are just getting more sophisticated. Is this an electric car? Is this an EV?
it's a Cadillac.
You guys drive deeper into the mountains, heading toward Mount St. Helens. It gets overcast, darker. You pass by a couple of National Guard vehicles and science vehicles going the other way. Wachowski doesn't really notice. He's caught up in catching up, talking. He's having a great time. You come up on this cliffside. It's you can tell it's a place where like the national parks have extended. The road is on a cliff and they've cleared it away where you could drive your car and have this scenic overlook.
Suzanne's driving way too slow.
Sure.
Would you look at that?
Oh,
That
that's
is-
a great view.
It's beautiful.
What the heck is that?
As a moose.
No, you can see Mount St. Helens rising up in the distance, and at the top is this shimmering green energy field. And you can see Decepticon jets flying around the top and hunter-killer drones So Ruchalski is just confused. Oh gosh! And then there's a rumble. The ground shakes, and you guys can tell whatever the Decepticons are doing is coming to a head.
Oh, honey, you better get out and go do army at this, whatever it is. Go get it.
Heck no! Those folks, whoever they are, aren't supposed to be up there in their ATVs or whatever. Come on, hon, let's go. I know a road that could take us closer.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the continuing failure. He's just into it. So he directs you down a maintenance road, which is just gravel, winding down the side of the mountain you're on, through a valley, and up towards the peak. Now, Suzanne is a little distracted by Ruchalski, but Slider and Springtrap can make alertness rolls.
Okay.
Springtrap's leaning out the passenger window of the food truck right now like a dog.
A printer.
Paper tray flowing in the wind.
The paper tray's like his tongue just flapping in the wind there.
Which of you has the better alertness?
So I've got a D2.
So do I.
So one of you can help the other.
All right, so I'll just help out Slider.
So your difficulty is 13.
Okay. And I'm really good. D20 and a D2.
Well, hopefully with an upshift or something from me, right?
Yeah, you can give him an edge or an upshift.
Take an edge, Todd.
That is a 19.
Ooh, nice.
Cool.
When you're making your way up Mount St. Helens on this narrow mountain road, Slider and Springtrap are following Suzanne and Ruchalski. The two Autobots at the back notice a National Guard Humvee with 3 guys in it, kind of setting off to the side, and it drives out behind you and is following you up the mountain. All 3 guys look exactly the same. So in the Mary Kay car, Ruchalski, you can see him looking in the side mirror. Oh gosh, who are those guys? They shouldn't be out here. Oh my gosh, we're on Mount St. Helens. We should be out here. I got distracted by all the makeup and the talk about Aunt Pat and Pat Boone.
I have a feeling that's what Suzanne is playing on her stereo.
We better pull over. I'm gonna have to talk to. I don't know. Maybe we should just turn around. What are we even doing? I got so distracted.
Yeah.
Slider communicates. We can communicate with each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Slider communicates to.
Yeah, we
to
have
Suzanne.
telepathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like internal transformer brain radios, but sure, telepathy.
Yeah. Right. Attention, Suzanne. I believe the National Guard truck behind us is Decepticon.
Huh? I'm sorry, I was internally playing Farmville. You said Decepticon?
Yes, it's definitely Decepticon.
Well, I don't like the sound of that. You're right, Ruchalski. I'll pull over. You go talk to them men. And if you want, take them a plate. I've got it wrapped up in foil in the back. It's got all kinds of great human foods like shark and acorns.
He pulls over. He's giving the plate in the back some side eye. Well, let me just go talk to him first.
Well, okay. Well, say hi to your mama if I happen to speed away and disappear forever.
Well, okay. And he gets out. He's straightening his belt. You know, the upper Midwest guy gets up, pull up the pants, shuffle. Walks back there. Oh, hey, you yahoos. What are you doing there? He walks past Slider, and the National Guard truck, Humvee, is slowing down. Suddenly, the National Guard Humvee transforms into a Decepticon in bot form. The 3 guys obviously are holograms and completely disappear. There's that jumble of shifting metal. As before was a Humvee, there's now a tall, 20-foot tall robot with a giant cannon in his hand. And he screams something in Cybertronian. Ruchalski stops wide-eyed. Oh, holy Mary, Mother of Joseph. You're not a Humvee at all.
There's a click-clack of metal, and Springtrap comes flying out of the food truck, having transformed into bot mode with 2 extra arms for extra leverage, and dives to tackle Ruchalski out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, make a finesse roll, and
Okay.
it'll be versus the Decepticon's targeting, which is not... He doesn't have a great targeting. So it'll be an opposed roll.
Okay.
Well, he rolled a 6.
Okay. Yeah, I beat that. That's a 19. As the Decepticon levels that cannon and fires it, all of a sudden, Ruchalski is just shoved to the side as this blast of energy flies past him, and he hears this click-clacky, like, sneezy kind of noise. He tackles Ruchalski out of the way, and they go tumbling into the dirt.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry, Hewlett-Packard. There's cannon blast as Decepticon fires. The energy goes over Richowski, and Springtrap splinters this pine. It tumbles back. There's chunks of wood flying everywhere, and the Decepticon roars, Autobots!
Yes.
Roll initiative!
Okay, Suzanne has a D2 in initiative.
Springtrap has no initiative, so I'll be rolling with a snag.
Yeah, so neither does Slider.
I rolled a 6.
Slider rolled a 16.
Suzanne rolled a 20.
Well, the Decepticon also did not have initiative, and he rolled a 2 and a 20. So unfortunately, I had to take the 2. So Suzanne, it is her turn. Well, and Wizard Lips will go on her initiative too if he detaches.
Right. Suzanne's going to keep Wizard Lips in the purse for now, but she is going to transform into bot mode, which is a free action for her, so it doesn't have to be a move.
What does Suzanne as a bot look like?
I mean, she's kind of a little portly for a robot, like thick-hipped, you know.
Sure.
You know, after the third baby.
You just can't.
It's hard to lose that
You
weight.
can't keep it off.
Yeah. And she's got kind of not quite a beehive, but like pretty poofy robot hair.
Sure.
Or the helmet or what have you.
Yeah, you can tell it's there.
Yeah. So first she shouts to Springtrap, hey, bonk that boy over the head, and then maybe print a note saying, hey, it was all a dream. Don't worry about it.
Print a note saying it's all a dream.
You got it, ma'am.
Comes out like the Zodiac Killers.
Springtrap suddenly sprouts all of these other limbs with like lobotomy tools and shit.
Jesus. God. Another dark Austin characters.
Oh, St. Francis had a baby.
What? So do we recognize this Decepticon?
You don't.
Okay.
Because it is Decepticon Soldier number 1.
Oh, okay, I see. So Suzanne's going to reach into her purse and pull out her blaster.
She keeps it in her purse.
She keeps everything in her purse.
Sure.
Yeah. It's like Harry Potter magic. It's just full of all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Its trait is ballistic, which I'm not totally sure what that does, but sounds good. And it has an attack of 1. So is this targeting, Kyle?
Yes, this is targeting.
Okay. Targeting is against, what, his evasion or...
So ballistic means that it automatically affects toughness against targets at long range, unless it's behind cover or as a perk that dictates its defense. So I guess it seems like they can't use evasion.
Okay. So it'd be against his toughness then, or...
Yes, I'm guessing that's what that means.
Okay. So what am I trying to beat here?
14.
Suzanne has a D2 in targeting. That's a 7. She shoots Wachowski. Oh.
Suzanne unleashes an energy blast. The Decepticon raises his arm and blocks it. There's just some superficial damage to one of the fenders of the Decepticon Humvee, and it is Are you going to move at all, Corey?
Yeah, she's going to kind of try to get to a point where she puts herself in between Springtrap and Wachowski and the Humvee bot.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You will be basically in point blank range. Like she jumps over Slider, this blast of dirt as she lands right in front of Ruchalski and Springtrap. Now you guys are on this sloped road, and so immediately to Suzanne's left, there's a very short bit of bushes and trees, and then it just drops off, and the mountain rises up to her right, which in context would be Slider's left and right, because I assume he hasn't turned around yet.
Right.
And Ruchalski and Springtrap are not quite hanging off the side of a mountain, but they're about a foot from the edge.
Yeah.
And of course, the Decepticon is downslope facing you guys. And it is Slider's turn.
Slider only has a speed of 1. He only gets 1 action, apparently. So he is going to use that 1 action to transform into bot mode. When he's finished transforming, his head kind of looks like an oven. It's like very square, and his eyes are like the heating eyes on a stove, and they burn orange. His arms look like they have blenders on the end of them.
Yeah, damn.
Nice.
And his legs, when they're together, look like a French door refrigerator, but they, separate and he walks on them.
Oh, cool.
Well done. Springtrap.
All right, I think I'm just going to use this action to get Wachowski out of the way and do what Suzanne told me to.
Bonk him.
Yeah, so there's still with his multiple limbs, He kind of spiders over the top of Wachowski's head, like muttering to himself, like that's the frontal lobe, and he's looking for like different spots on the top of Wachowski's head, and he kind of finds it and targets in on it, and then he just kind of knocks it with a knuckle of one of his like robot hands, and Wachowski just goes out like a fucking light.
Oh, Austin, you're gonna have to roll not to kill him.
Oh, okay.
What skill do you think best represents that?
I'm gonna say finesse again. Actually,
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think that sounds fairly good.
Okay.
How many humans has Springjack knocked out in his life?
millions. Or wait, you said knocked out?
Knocked out.
0.
Because they've all died.
He used to be a Decepticon.
Well,
So
His intentions are pure.
Yeah,
we'll say this is challenging DC 15.
15.
oh God.
15.
Okay. Can we say I take aim?
Hey,
Yeah.
it's a target.
Yeah, you could aim. However, there's a lot of stress because there's a giant Decepticon with a huge cannon
Yeah.
trying to shoot all of you.
Can-
So you're rolling with a snag here.
What?
Can we say
Yeah.
that Suzanne putting herself in between them erases that snag and essentially helps?
I'll let you help to give him an edge to erase the snag. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm rolling a D12 and a D6. Thanks, Corey.
Yeah.
But if you fail, Suzanne explodes.
No, no.
No, of course not.
I rolled a 9.
Another Patreon member bites the dust due to Austin's shit rolling.
So
Killed 2 last week.
know.
all of these weird machine tools are popping out of Springtrap's arms, and he's trying to find the right spot to knock him out and not eviscerate him. There's this massive clang as Suzanne and this Decepticon start trading punches, and this huge pink leg swings back.
Yeah.
Doesn't hit, but it like pushes the dirt as she digs in from being punched, and it pushes Springtrap and Ruchalski almost over the edge, and now both of you are hanging over the edge. Still conscious. He's screaming. Is Springtrap screaming?
Yeah. As he goes over the edge, Springtrap goes like, jam.
Now, you still have a movement you could take
Okay.
to climb up, basically.
Okay. So with his extra limbs already extended, he kind of just spiders back up the wall.
So is Wachowski hanging off of him?
No, they're both hanging separately.
Oh, okay, I see.
Oh, gosh. Oh, this reminds me of when I went to Daytona.
Well, yeah, okay.
The famous cliffs of Daytona.
Yes.
That's I don't know why. Do you want help?
So I'm assuming that Suzanne's toughness or evasion is higher than 10.
Yeah, both of them are.
Yeah, so the Decepticon takes a swing with this big coffin-sized fist. Suzanne definitely deflects it. And it is Suzanne's... No, it's Ruchalski's turn. So he takes the hand, scrambles up. Oh, should we run now?
Yes, if you want to, you can run as fast as you can. Just back
Okay.
down the hill.
Well, there's the big robots that way, so I'm gonna go. And he runs up the hill. It is Suzanne's turn.
So Suzanne's a little miffed. So she's going to use one of her internal weapons, which is located in her trunk, which is a shotgun. And in robot
Nice.
form, her trunk is in her trunk, in her rump.
Sure.
So she turns around and juts at the Decepticon, and her like butt compartment pops open, and a shotgun comes out, and she's gonna take a shot. And is that targeting again?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to aim?
Oh yeah, I do want to aim.
There you go.
Thanks. And that gives me an upshift. Is that right?
It does.
Okay, so that makes it a D4. That's a 12.
So Suzanne juts. One hand slips back. The trunk pops up, pulls out the shotgun, definitely points it towards the Decepticon's midsection, and he slams a fist into the barrel just as it goes off and blasts a huge chunk out of the mountainside. Rocks and boulders go tumbling down.
Oh, now you're messing with nature.
So you have movement left. Not that there's a great variety of places to go.
Yeah, Suzanne's gonna take a free action to transform back into the Mary Kay car.
Okay. You're not going to move?
She's gonna kind of back up the road a bit.
Up the slope?
Yeah, up the slope. Yeah.
Okay, towards where Ruchalski is running for his life?
Yeah. Do I need to roll something to make sure I don't hit him or anything?
No, you don't.
Can I hit him, though?
You can.
He's seen too much.
It is Slider's turn.
All right, here's the cool thing about Slider. I knew there was something about free actions because I'm a warrior.
Yes.
As a warrior, I'm also a foot soldier. When I'm in bot mode, I can treat my speed as if it were 2 higher when calculating how many free actions I get on my turn.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Cool.
That would be useful for aiming and what have you.
Yeah.
Yes, so that means I have a speed of 3 in bot mode, so I get 3 free actions, correct?
You get a move, a standard action, and 1 free action.
Yeah, so at your normal speed, you wouldn't get any.
Right.
So, yeah. So basically, you can always aim if you wish.
Actually, I'm going to use my brawn.
Okay. Going hand to hand.
Yes,
All right.
so I'm very strong. Slider looks at the Decepticon and says, "Today's special, meat and 3, country fried steak, green beans, mac and cheese, and smashed Decepticon." And he's going to haul off and like punch him right in the head.
Well, that sounds pretty good, actually, except that last one.
You said you wasn't hungry.
So he's going to, he's just going to take it because he's tough, so it's difficulty 14.
Okay, so my brawn is a D4. That's a 9.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
We're bad Transformers, guys. Let's face it.
Slider throws this haymaker. The Decepticons just catches it and squeezes. There's this grinding metal. Weak Autobots. Austin, Springtrap.
So as soon as the Decepticon says this, he hears this tinks and clanking. All of a sudden, Springtrap pops up on Slider's shoulder and says, "Weak but good shots," and then aims his blaster directly into his face.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So I have a targeting of D2, so not awesome shots, but I am taking aim. I'm rolling a D12 and a D4. That's a 10.
Jesus.
Terrible fucking robots.
So he has this, armored head, and he turns and takes the shots on the side of his head, leaves scar marks, blaster marks on it, but then he turns his eyes red. Decepticons are better. Ha ha ha.
Well, I think everybody's good in the Lord's eyes.
So the Mary Kay car is backing up quickly up the slope. Ruchalski is running. So Suzanne sees on the periphery of her vision, and you all hear this sonic boom as this F-22 comes screaming in straight towards the mountain. Just before it slams into the cliff, it stops, transforms into a Decepticon, and slams into the ground on the slope above you guys. Decepticons! Ruchalski just, and just jumps off the side of the cliff. And you can see him rolling down the slope. It's not a sheer cliff, but he's going to be sore.
Yeah.
And that Decepticon will go at the end of the initiative. It is Decepticon number 1's turn. He caught Slider's punch, and he tries to headbutt you. You dodge to the side because I rolled an 8.
Yeah, my toughness is a 17.
The other Decepticon that just landed, the Jet, raises his arm blaster, arm laser, and is shooting at Suzanne. What is your... you can evade or take it with your toughness. He rolled a 12.
Okay, my evasion's 13.
So, the car's driving wildly, laser blast, marring the road, and it is Suzanne's turn.
I feel like part of that Decepticon didn't want to mess up a nice Cadillac.
Probably.
So Suzanne, now in bot mode, is backed up the road a good distance.
Okay.
You can attack in car mode or alt mode. Suzanne has an attack called Ram,
Yeah.
and it does 1 blunt and trip damage.
Okay. Do you want to trip him off the side of the mountain?
That's my plan.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's pretty close to the edge too, right?
Oh, yeah. He landed in this big spray of leaves and dirt.
Okay.
This was the one that was the F.
Yeah, the jet.
Oh, okay, the jet one?
Decepticon.
Okay, I'll kill both of them. I don't care.
Well, the one is downslope from you. The other one is upslope.
Okay.
So there's one in front and one behind you. The jet is closest to you.
Okay, I'll give her a go.
Okay, so is this driving, I guess?
Okay, if it's driving, I'll roll with an edge on driving skills due to me being a racer, I think. I think that's it. Or it might be my champion status. I don't know. I'm just good at it.
Either way.
Okay, so my driving's a D2, and I'm rolling with an edge here, so I'm rolling 2D20 with it.
DC 14.
That's an 18. So Suzanne guns it, peels out in the gravel, and flies towards the jet.
Is she still going in reverse?
Sure, if that's cool.
Yeah, I don't care.
It'll look cool, right?
Yeah.
But as she gets right up on him, she does a 360 and knocks his legs out from under him towards the edge of the cliff.
So he just goes tumbling over the Mary Kay car, and Nesty plunges over the edge.
Nice.
Before he makes it over, she slaps a sticky coupon to his chassis. It's like, now, if you got a lady friend, that's 10% off.
So he goes tumbling over the edge, and he tries to transform into a jet, but he clips a wing on a rock, and it just shreds off, and he starts tumbling, flies over the top of Ruchalski, and at the end, hammers into the side of a old bridge embankment from the 40s and explodes in a ball of fire.
Oh, cool.
Slider's turn.
I'm assuming the Decepticon still has one of my hands.
He does.
Okay.
And I'm still standing on that shoulder.
So Slider's going to bring out his internal blaster arm. And we're at close range, so I got my 3 actions. So he's going to aim, like basically just stick it right in the Decepticon's head.
Sure.
And fire.
I mean, you can always use an Energon point to get an upshift as well.
Now let's see.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and you get them back after you beat up Cybertronians.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use my 1 Energon point, and that'll make my targeting D4 a 7. Worst robot in history.
Them sliders are overcooked, let me tell you.
Can I use a story point to reroll?
If it's a 1.
Yeah, you can reroll. That's fine.
Okay, I'll use my story point.
They're using game currency to do it.
So it doesn't have to be a 1?
No, not for us.
Okay. We're special.
So do I just reroll the D20?
Yeah, just reroll the D20 if you wish.
Okay, a little better. That's an 11.
Not enough. The blaster goes off, and
I'm at point blank range.
Yeah.
How do I miss this?
I don't know, but you managed it. Mainly, it's just bouncing off his armor. He's taking a few of the hits, but not enough to do significant damage. Austin?
So while Slider has him distracted with all of these blaster projectiles that he's having to deflect with various parts of his armor, Springtrap leaps off of Slider's shoulder into the air and extends a blade from one of his limbs and says, "Hey, Decepticon, watch the birdie," and flies toward his face with the blade outstretched. I'm going to use an Energon point here to upshift from a D4 to a D6, and I'm going to try to plunge this blade into his robotic eye. Jesus Christ.
God.
Jesus.
Would you like to use a story point?
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Let's finish this episode because we needed to reset our fucking
You guys are way
Priorities,
better
lifestyles.
die karma.
You guys are way better at G.I. Joe.
Okay. That's a 21.
It's a 22 is what you needed. Fuck.
No, you just needed a 14. So go ahead and you can describe it, Austin.
So he plunges this blade into the Decepticon's eye, and its head kind of snaps back, and it just kind of falls backward away from Slider. And for a second, Springtrap just kind of waves as it goes down, and then just kind of slides off of it like Legolas on a elephant.
This crash, the Decepticon topples into the road. Mud, dirt, leaves fly up, and everything is quiet. And then the mountain shakes, and your communicators go off. It's Matador. That mountain's about to go. Stop the Decepticons.
Yeah, we did.
No, what? No, I'm still seeing massive Energon readings.
Well, that one took us a long time just for those two, so you may have to wait a second.
Yeah,
Well-
we're not fighting very well today.
Next episode, you guys better do way better. I will kill Washington State. I don't even care. Wait, well, that was me, not Mastodon, really. So we'll end there. You guys on the slopes of Mount St. Helens after dispatching 2 Decepticons. Green energy shield flickering on the peak above. National Guard Sergeant David Ruchalski running somewhere into the wilderness,
Never
desperate to get away from whatever
never to be
aliens.
seen again.
Yeah.
Devoured by mountain wolves.
He comes across D.B. Cooper's stash.
Nice. Well, thank you for listening to our first episode of Transformers. We're pretty excited about playing this game.
We were.
I'm still excited.
Well,
Thank you to our Patreon members. Of course, we feature 2 of them, Matt Orr as Matador and David Ruchalski as Sergeant Ruchalski of the Washington National Guard.
Yeah, thank you guys again for your support. I'm glad you've thrown money at us so we can abuse you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Ruchalski, he's going to be a recurring character. Probably not. Probably going to get eaten by wolves. Thank you to our sponsor.
Barrel and Bond.
Bourbon.
Whiskey.
Broadway.
Cocktails.
It's at 100 Broadway, downtown Paducah. It's a wonderful bourbon bar. They got other shit. They got beer and wine. And they make a lot of... I'm not a mixed drink guy, but they make a lot of mixed drinks that are apparently amazing.
Yes.
I like my bourbon in a glass. Or they can pour it on the bar. I'll lap that shit up
Yeah.
like a fucking puppy.
I make them pour it in my pocket.
Save it for later.
And thank you, dear listener. If you would like to leave us a review on Spotify or iTunes or whatever podcast apparatus that you use, we would appreciate it. You could also leave us a Facebook review.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yep.
Thank you for listening, and we will have another Transformers episode next week. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.